Graduation to me means finishing my studies and moving on to the workforce.
For me, it means that I have moved on to the next stage in life where I am to find a job and to be more independent and feed myself.
Endless of assignments, tests are finally coming to an end. It's also a start of adulthood.
Well, I feel like I am never ready, and yet at the same time, I cannot stop. The real is now and it's here, and I can't avoid it.
Me, especially going into the adult world, I guess I would say I am prepared.
Yeah, I would consider myself a young adult. One should be able to take care of themselves at least.
Being an adult means having more responsibility on your end. I guess in terms of financial, career, all those mundane but important stuff.
Life is very expensive. To live is very expensive. That's the biggest realization. Because now I've realized how much daily costs are for myself. Like if you put into consideration just my education costs like around 80k for 3 years. And that is a huge sum just for studying for 3 years. I haven't included the amount for rent and my daily expenses as well. It's a huge chunk. And also recently, this year, I was hospitalized because of dengue, and the medical cost was crazy. So that was a big eye-opener for me.
Most of my goals actually involve money quite a lot. So I actually have a strong interest in gaming. So I want to build my own gaming desktop.
It gives me a sense of security, like knowing that I have a certain amount of money in my bank that I can rely on in case things go bad. So I'm currently working as a customer service.
I'm currently looking for a job ever since I finished my studies. I still had no luck till now, so as of now, I'm still looking for a job.
I'm kind of taking things one step at a time. I felt the pressure at first, knowing that people were working from home and companies were not hiring.
Kerajaan memandang serius situasi semasa ancaman virus berbahaya ini, dan untuk itu kerajaan memutuskan untuk melaksanakan perintah kawalan pergerakan.
The Statistics Department of Malaysia has revealed that the unemployment rate is at the highest in 10 years. The country's unemployment rate hit 3.9% in March, the highest since June 2010.
I guess I was very shocked knowing that things will not be the same. I think it hit me when all of our offline studies were carried out online. I guess that's when it hit me that this pandemic was really bad.
Before I graduated, there was no news of any MCO or whatever not. So I had an expectation of me not being able to get a job, but I didn't expect it to be this long because that was my biggest concern.
Through MCO, I feel I'm stressed about how I'm gonna find a job at this situation, and I was actually really scared of getting infected. So like any minor symptoms or headaches or cough, I would just go straight to like, maybe I have it, maybe I'm infected, maybe this is how I end.
I do hear of recent graduates reporting high levels of uncertainty. I think that's a given. High levels of worry, and also telling me high levels of insecurity about their jobs and the career prospects moving forward. And maybe slight anxiety about what you're going to do in the next phase of your life. What I do find is that the coronavirus fatigue has actually led a lot of the fresh graduates to look to the world ahead pessimistically. I think this is also reflective of the bleak economic and financial prospects that lay ahead of them. We know the companies are not hiring as much, right? So it's more like an employer's market than it is an employee's market now. Fresh graduates get this double dose of uncertainty from the pandemic and also from the effects of the pandemic's, impacting jobs, impacting their plans for the future.
I was slightly stressed out from not being able to get a job.
I was employed and then I resigned. Initially, I kept it to myself, but I was aware that it was affecting me a lot. And I knew I needed help, knowing that there were many red flags. I then opened up to my partner about it. And one day at work, I knew I couldn't take it anymore. So I decided to open up to my supervisor.
I feel like mental health is starting to gain traction, and I've also seen talks or discussions about people's mental health during the MCO period.
Acknowledging how I felt and being aware as well as opening up were the ways that I coped.
I find it helpful to remind friends and students to be especially kind and understanding towards themselves and to others during this time. And none of us have actually lived through a pandemic of this scale. So recognizing this fact can be important. It helps to practice self-care, to speak to yourself kindly, schedule some time for leisure, something non-work related, something that you just enjoy for the sake of doing it, rest and recharge after it has been spent worrying and fretting about the pandemic.
I'm still trying to get used to us as a whole, as a society, wearing masks every day and slowly accepting the fact that this is our new normal.
I feel like it is what it is. If it's like this, we just have to adapt. It's not much we can do. We just follow SOP and hope for the best. That's what I can say.
Stay resilient, especially these trying times.
Always take care of your well-being as well as your mental health.